I'm Jess, and this is Japan. We're here at the Chihiro Art Museum in Nerima in Tokyo. So Chihiro Iwasaki was a children's book illustrator, and among other things she did a lot of illustrations for children or directed towards children. So this is actually where her home and studio were in real life. That's what the museum is based on. And that's what they focus their exhibitions on here, though they do show other illustrators' work here from time to time. So we're gonna go check out and see what we can see. It's a really interesting place. The architecture of this place is really interesting to look at. We heard that there are people who even just come to see the architecture. So that's also a really great feature. It's almost like the museum itself is one big art piece. So let's go check it out. Are you ready to see? Say it with me. Itadakimasu. Let's dig in. So Chihiro was also an avid gardener, and recreated here, over here, we're almost there, is her actual garden where there are plants the kind of plants that she would have planted back in her time. So let's take a look at it. Can we go outside? It's like a nice little quiet, relaxing area. Nice. Just enjoy it with me for a moment. It's lovely. Like, even though we're in the middle of Tokyo, there's still this small little pocket of peace and calm, and it's really nice. I enjoy it a lot.
Chihiro Iwasaki was active during a major turning point in children's books in Japan. This exhibition follows her paintings from the late 1940s to 1970s. After World War II, Chihiro decided to make her living as a painter. While illustrating for newspapers and women's magazines, she gradually increased her work for children's magazines, fairy tale collections, and kamishibai, a form of storytelling using pictures. In Japan at the time, picture books were mainly focused on the sentences, and the pictures were considered secondary to them. But with the success of Chihiro and other children's illustrators, eventually, picture books which progressed through illustrations came to be recognized worldwide. Chihiro continued to take on the challenge of creating picture books, illustrating more than 40 by the time she passed away in 1974, at the age of 55. Having experienced war in her youth, Chihiro's heart was moved toward children who had been injured due to the atomic bombings and war. She earnestly wished for their happiness and peace. In her 1973 picture book, Senka no naka no kodomo tachi, or Children in the Flames of War, she depicted children during the Vietnam War, as well as her own experience of war. It was Chihiro's final picture book. She passed away at age 55 in 1974. In this exhibition, people's favorite illustrations by Chihiro are on display. The museum began receiving nominations for these favorites in March 2021. There are more than 2,000 entries, not only from Japan, but also overseas. It just goes to show that Chihiro's work is loved by so many people. The most requested piece was Akai Keitobo no Onna no Ko, the girl wearing a red woolen cap. Mother's Day, in which a child with a carnation embraces their mother, and Pat My Head, in which a baby is playing with her little arms stretched all the way up, both received many requests as well. Chihiro's watercolor pieces are usually exhibited in dimly lit rooms, since they're sensitive to light and temperature. However, with the technology of piezographs, I think I'm saying that right, which utilize light-resistant micro ink dots, they've been able to create high-grade reproductions of Chihiro's delicate expressions in watercolor.